Hey guys, it is Sparkles in the building. So today's video is basically about what people think about 50-50. Like a man and a woman sharing bills 50-50. Like you bring 50%, I bring 50%. Financially, people have a lot of things to say concerning this. For me personally, I think I wouldn't say anything yet. I will wait. When we are done watching this video, as usual, we'll come back to talk about it. Then personally I'll share my opinion. Please guys, watch all of this video to the end so that you see what people have to say concerning this. Please, let's watch.
What's an opinion you have that might piss some people off?
Going 50-50 with a man in a healthy relationship doesn't exist. And this is going to be so controversial, but let's fucking do it. A man that is willing to go 50-50 with a woman is a man that still yet doesn't have the intention of being a financial provider. When a man says, I want my woman to provide for herself while still expecting her to raise his children, he's basically saying, I want my wife to be half of the man for me while still being all of the woman. This is an unbalanced equation of the feminine and masculine dynamic. When the woman is working to provide the other 50% while raising children, it will put her on survival mode and she cannot fulfill her divine purpose as a mother to carry, nurture, and raise her children to be the highest reflection of their father. And then men say, I will not provide for you, I will not marry you, and I will not lead you. But I will fuck you, and if you get pregnant, we'll figure it out with no plan because I'm a man that lacks intention. This is why we have so many broken families and our communities are degrading. The masculine energy in our society is weak. It's why so many women have daddy issues. There's no real discipline, no focus, and no leadership from men anymore. At least not many. Instead, society wants to push women to be more masculine instead of providing the masculine support needed to uplift and protect their feminine essence.
If you're embarrassed to say that you want your man to provide for you, you need not to be. The simple reason is because, at least for a certain amount of time, if you want a family, you need him to provide for you. And if you meet men and they're not mature enough to understand that, then it's probably better you're not with them. If he's into this 50-50 we provide together paradigm of reality, then he can have that. But you need, as a woman, if you want a family, protected motherhood, which means in the time when the children are small, you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if those children are going to be born and need care all the time. They're definitely going to need care all the time, but you don't know how long that care is going to be. You don't know how independent that child will be raised to be. You don't know how you're going to feel about your children going into care. You don't know any of that stuff. So you cannot tell a man once you meet him that you will definitely put your children into care and that's fine by you. That's why you don't need to act like this woman who's going to be 50-50 and all these things. If you want a family, be brave enough to tell men that you want him to provide. It doesn't need to be a luxurious lifestyle. It doesn't need to be a crazy amount of money. But in the time when you have small children, you guys need to be able to live on his salary. What does that mean for you? I'm not sure. How much money is that for you? I'm not sure. But you need to be realistic and you need to be in your feminine about that. You need to say that openly and honestly so you don't get stuck with a man who expects you to work and raise your children and have your children and be the one who's taking them to care. It's very simple. And you're going to tell me a lot of adults cannot afford to live on one salary. Can they not? Or do they have expectations of a different lifestyle? Can they not? Or maybe they're not in a position where they can provide. It's all about choices. But I'm telling you, when you have small children, the mother needs to be there for them. And you need to plan for that. So don't be embarrassed to say that you want a husband who provides for you.
I think a lot of men don't realize what it means to be a provider. I think to make your women feel safe is absolutely important and integral to the success of a relationship, and not just relationship but to your family. A lot of boys growing up nowadays, I think they don't have the right influence from a fatherly figure or from a successful relationship, and so they don't really understand and grasp what responsibility looks like. And so in terms of us as men who want to be high value men, you have to understand that not only do you have to provide financially for your partner and your family, but you need to provide stability in terms of emotional stability, and also you have to be a rock in the family. You know, if you are a turbulent male, then there is a high chance that you're going to be partnered with an even more turbulent woman. And you have to understand that you have to be stable. It's just how humans are primed. Men are more logical, females are more emotional. And so imagine if you're a guy that is emotional as well, then we have two emotional heads of the family, which causes a lot of conflict. You have to understand that as a man, you have to take a lot of responsibility for your actions, and you have to take a lot of responsibility for how your family and your relationship grows, and that's up to you.
So this is for the men. Do you know why you always defend 50-50 on a date, and do you want the woman to pay her part and you want the woman to pay her bills? It's because your ego is defending your current position on life. It's because your ego and your mind will not allow you to see that money is literally infinite, that there's limitless amounts of money, and that money is available for you, yet you haven't fully tapped into the fullness of your masculine energy. So what happens is the wounded masculine within you will defend, and you'll defend it to the end. You'll defend it to the death. Why? Because you don't know any other way than to live that way. You don't know any other way or any other energy to be in than to say, I can't fully provide for a woman. Therefore, the only other option is for her to chip in as well. And I say this from love. The way that you discover and tap into the fullness of your masculine energy is to get past that fear. The fear of being able to provide, the fear of being able to honor and respect the woman. And when you finally are able to do that, regardless of the money, when you make the decision internally to say, from this day forward, no woman will ever pay anything when she's in my presence, guess what happens? The universe says, your wish is my command, and starts to bless you with more money. Remove the limitations that you have in your mind about how you treat women, and you will literally remove the limitations that you have on your life financially.
A man is supposed to be a provider. If you splitting bills 50-50 with your man and y'all are staying together, that is not your man. He's your roommate.
A lot of men feel like women have a problem going 50-50 on the bills. They say it make me a roommate. That's not the case. I don't think modern women have a problem going 50-50 on the bill. They have a problem with going 50-50 on the bills, but they don't get 50% of the say. 50% of now you cooking for her, you cleaning for her, you taking the kids 50% of the times. The problem is when you agree to get into this 50-50 relationship when it comes to financially, that's all you consider. That's what a lot of modern women have a problem with. You go ghost when it's time for me to get 50-50 in other things. You acting like you too much of a man to pick up a mop, to load the dishwasher, to help with the homework. But yet you ain't too much of a man to accept the half of a rent payment that I give you to our mortgage. That's the problem that a lot of modern women are facing today. He's gonna say, well, I mow the grass and I clean the gutters, things that happen once a week. But I tell you, the diapers need changing every day.
If you have a man that's providing for you, you should appreciate him and you should take care of him. Don't let society fool you into thinking, oh, there's no ring on my finger, so I'm not going to pay wife duties. Well, he's not going to pay the bills. Then you miss independent yourself and pay them damn bills yourself. Exchange for an exchange. Fulfill your role as a woman.
As a woman, how can you claim to be in a relationship with a man, but you're still paying your own bills? A real man will always pay your bills for you. Your money is your money to keep. His money is for both of you. This was definitely getting me all those.
Men are supposed to be providers for women. Yes. And I know there's guys out there going to be like, whoa, she makes her own money. She get... Stop. You're trying to equate attraction. Attraction is not equal. You see, when I look at a woman, I don't say, oh, I want a woman who's masculine, who's strong, who's assertive, who could provide for me, who could protect me. I don't look like that. I don't think like that when I look at a woman or what I find attractive in a woman, right? But most women, I can guarantee you, find that attractive in men, right? You see, when a woman looks at a man, she doesn't say, oh, I want him passive. I want him feminine. I want him to cook for me and clean for me. Most women are not looking at men and saying that's what they find attractive. But most men look for that in women and find that attractive in women, right? Now, is there outliers out there like, I think like that? Okay, we get it, okay? We understand. But we're talking about most people here, right? We're trying to have a great conversation, right? You have to understand there's certain things that we find attractive in each gender, right? It is what it is. Get with it.
And this is why you shouldn't go 50-50 with a man.
So I'm working an extra job for our household. You pay your half of the bills, but you over here FaceTiming your baby mama in front of me. You didn't buy me anything today.
You will be treated like a roommate. A man is supposed to provide. That doesn't mean you can't help out with little bills. But when it comes to the major bills, he should be providing that. I cannot stress this enough. It's important for you to become a high value woman, because when you become a high value woman, number one, you know how to delegate. Number two, you go after what you want. And number three, you don't accept nothing less than you deserve. These are all the things that you learn in the High Value Woman 101 course. I suggest every woman to take the High Value Woman 101 course.
Women could be like as like independent as they want. I don't know one woman ever that I've talked to that's been like, you want to split rent? You want to split the bills? Like, that's not how it works. That's just not natural. That's not how it's like. Women are their best versions of themselves when they're allowed to express who they are and be who they are. When they have to step into a masculine role, like protecting and providing and having to do all this shit.
Some relationships do work where they both contribute to the rent because, you know, rent is increasing and people, you know, they have to do what they can.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with doing it for survival, but I do think as a man, you should be striving. Let's say tomorrow everything goes away, and knock on wood, it's never gonna happen.
I'm like,
we have to.
I'm like, Jesus, please.
Baby, I need your help with rent this month. There's nothing wrong with that because shit happens. It's life. I get it. But if I'm not trying to get to a point where I could take care of it, then it's like you gotta.
Exactly. I feel like the man should always aspire to be the sole provider.
If you are a man and you can't pay all the bills, I do not want you to join any masculine modern women conversations. If you are not a man that can provide a safe space for her to be vulnerable enough to embrace her femininity with you, then shut the fuck up. If you don't provide and protect emotionally, financially, spiritually, at a high level, shut the fuck up from a woman that can provide for herself. Quit complaining about these independent women. If you not a man, it's gonna be a solution to that. The reason why there's so many independent women out here is because like you be so not dependable. If you provide her with a hard life, don't complain about the fact that when she come in your life, she not being soft. You want a woman to be submissive to you when you can't even submit the full rent payment? All y'all do is offer stress and headaches and wondering why this woman ain't your piece.
If you are in a relationship and your man is not providing for you, it's because 9 times out of 10, you trained him to do that. And don't worry, babe, I got the bill. Don't worry, babe, I can go 50-50. No. If you want him to start providing for you and treating you the way you deserve, you need to reinvent yourself. Look, I'm not pushing this on you, but I'm telling you the solution to your problem. It's very important for you to enroll in High Value Woman 101 so you can learn these things and reinvent yourself into the woman that deserves the treatment that she's asking for. If you don't become the woman that is deserving of what she's asking for, you're never going to get it.
So guys, what do you think about all of this? Like, a woman will bring 50% of her finance, a man will bring 50% of his finance before they can run the family. Like a woman that already have a lot on her table, get pregnant, give birth, do the house chores and all of that, and you still expect her to come and share biz with you. Like, what is your own job as a man if the woman will end up sharing your responsibility with you? So I'd like to know your opinion, because personally, that is my opinion. 50-50 is not healthy. Any marriage that's 50-50 is involved, I wonder how it will stand the test of time, because I believe that along the line, the woman must and will get tired. There's nothing wrong if a woman help her husband, yes, when there's financial crisis and you have, or helping in the home, 1 or 2, you know, on a regular, without the man tagging it 50-50. You bring this. If I buy pampers, you buy wipes. If I buy shoe, you buy dress. No, personally, I can't do it. And I think responsible men know that this is delusional, is not done. So guys, I'd like you all to share your opinion on this. Drop in the comment section. See you in my next video. Bye.